had throughout my career, psychosis and juventud that began in Mexico, Shamu, way before I became Rey Mysterio as Colibri in Tijuana. And here in the States, it was Eddie, CM Punk, the ones that really stood out and lasted.
Did you see something in Punk? Did you think he had the it factor back then?
I think he did. I mean, honestly, but it was our meeting was just so brief and so fast that it was kind of like, okay, we're doing our own thing at that time. We saw each other, we introduced, we met, and then we parted ways. And of course, we met down the road again.
I didn't know much about him. We turned out to be pretty good friends during the time. He seemed like he was, I don't want to say he was the most happy-go-lucky guy on the roster because he just didn't know how he was going to react to certain things. But I think that most, some of the things I remember is him telling me that the stuff in Diet Coca-Colas and stuff like that was bad for you. And I now learned to this day that it's very bad for you. So, but just being around him, it is a good enough guy, I guess. And we had some good quality matches.
But what happened is, people know me for wrestling in a shirt,
right? Okay.
And I still wrestled in a shirt back then, and I still do to this day. But I had a singlet, and Gabe, before I started Ring of Honor, told me, "Can you wrestle just in the singlet? Because I don't want guys wrestling with shirts on my show." Even though Homicide did, and plenty of people did. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. So I wrestled in the singlet, and it was fine. But I don't know, I just felt like the singlet wasn't me. And I don't know why, that's stupid, and you could say it's because I'm trying to hide the fact I'm fat, but everybody knows I am. You know what I mean? So I don't know why, but I just find the t-shirt looks better. Some people might disagree strongly, but that's fine. Some people agree. Like PWG, I wrestled just with my singlet in PWG before, and they told me, like, can you wear the shirt? Like, you look better with the shirt. The singlet just doesn't, it's just not you. Anyway, so after a couple months of wrestling without the shirt at Ring of Honor, I asked Gabe, like, can I just wrestle with the shirt on? It's like, I just feel more comfortable. Like, I feel like I can be myself. When I don't have the shirt, I just feel like I'm this wrestler dude. And Gabe was like, yeah, fine, whatever. But it wasn't fine, whatever, because he went and told Punk what I said. And then that afternoon before the show, when I was going to wrestle Vordell Walker, and I had already decided, like, on the way up there that I was going to wrestle without the shirt, because I figured I'd already started without the shirt at Ring of Honor, so why would I just start wearing it out of nowhere now? So I'd already made the decision to just wrestle my singlet and gut it out. But that afternoon, Punk just made a crack about me wrestling in a shirt. But whatever, I didn't care, I think Punk and I were on good terms. It was fine. To me, I took it as a joke. I don't think he was trying to humiliate me. I really don't think so. Other people probably saw it differently, but I did the match in the singlet, and I came to the back, and I was blown to shits. I was blown up. But Punk was just, and it was a very small locker room, and people were, minding their own business and talking their stuff out. But Punk was just standing there looking at me, and I was blown. And I figured, I'm gonna, I'll joke with him. I'll joke back. And I said, "Are you happy now?" But I guess he took it like I was trying to show him up, which I wasn't trying to. I was literally trying to have a relationship with this guy and just joke around with him.
Right.
But I guess I was blown, so maybe my tone was off. I don't know. He got very upset. He yelled at me, and he said I was disrespectful and all this stuff. And for what it's worth, if I had been in his position, maybe I would have thought the same. And now I know Punk a lot better, and I think he knows me a lot better too. And now it's just like a far thing. It's like it never happened, really. But people still talk about it because there was a lot of people in the locker room, and everybody saw it. But I ended up just saying, "Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry." That was it. It was no big deal. But the next day online is being reported we almost came to blows, which is not true. And that's probably the story that people were referring to.
CM Punk was straight edge, and he has a no coke sign, Pepsi on his arm, and is like,
I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't understand what straight edge is or what that stuff is. I understand reliability. He was there on time. He showed up. He didn't miss his flights. Fucking give CM Punk fucking kudos. What else is playing the game? When I saw CM Punk, he said, "The fuck you smiling at?" And I said, "Don't do the pull apart. Shut the fuck up. Walk outside." I said, "I'm not the toughest guy in the world, but you want to talk about balls? I'll challenge my fucking I'll put my balls against any fucking guy on earth. Balls of balls. CM Punk is the only motherfucker to man up, and he has no idea how close he came to getting fucking killed. And I trained for years, and I've been in enough street fights. We're not playing wrestling games.
Right.
You fuck with me, I'm going fucking Haku styles. For your fucking eye, I'm going for your nose."
He's there. You're both
Where
there.
I walked down the hill, Hotshot Johnny Devine did a shoot interview, and you can hear him describe what happened in the fight. And Sabu was there. You can hear him describe what happened in the fight. I take off my watch, take off my stuff, my headphones, and I had this idea that I better just say, "Hey, man, let's fucking shake hands. It's not really worth fighting over." I said, "Dude," I said,
He said that.
I said it.
Oh, you said it.
I said, "Dude," I said, "this is a fucking joke over a guy doing a couple backflips. Wasn't in your match. Didn't hurt you. It's not like I put CM Punk on the top ropes and said, 'Stay, wait for me,' and then double fucking stomped his fucking head.
Right.
Or, hey, and I turned his face, put a chair over it, and dropped a fucking leg drop, but my ass hits the chair. Not even his problem, but he decided to be that guy. So I offered my hand to him, and like a dumbass wrestler, guess what he does?
Sucker punch.
Tried to slap me across the face. Before he could drop his hand, I'm lightning fast, man, and I don't care. Again, put me on a speed bag or something, and I'm trying to sell myself, but especially at this stage, I boxed all the time, and I was lifting, taking steroids, fucking very strong, very fast, and light, very strong. I'm leg pressing, I'm squatting 4 plates aside for reps, and I'm doing probably 12 plates aside on leg press.
Right.
So, and I could slam dunk a basketball. So I mean, I'm very, at this stage, I was the best shape I was ever in. And this is coming from a guy who's in pretty good shape now for 37. And he got fucking 2 shots. I hit him twice, and he crumbled. And he tries to go for a double leg. And I told this story like 5 times, but again, it's one of those things. And my natural reaction was when he went to double leg, I grabbed his hair and I spun around his face, and I was going to take my fingers and stick them as far up his nose and rip his fucking nose off his face.
Right.
And I would have, you'll probably never hear about me having a fight again. And Sabu, I guess, fucking, he knew Punk was in trouble, man. He was on his back, and I mean, you're basically out on the ground, no referee. I'm talking fucking stomps. You imagine how fast? It's like fucking, it's not like one of those movies. You hit a guy 4 or 5 times in the face on the ground with his head against the concrete.
Kill him.
He's fucking done, man. And I'm smart. I'm going to drop both my knees on his fucking face and fucking grab that long hair and drop 2 fucking elbows. Not that bullshit UFC where they got to kind of take care of you. I'm dropping 2 elbows right on your fucking eye socket or on your spine.
Right.
They ban those elbows to the spine for that reason, because you can fucking dislocate a guy's vertebrae.
Right.
Very, very fast like this. And this is one of those things, man. I'll take any bump in the ring you want to drop me off my fucking head and do whatever you want to me or Jack. You step into the street, there is no game anymore. It's fucking do or die. And you got one chance to make a reputation. And that was like, so I was very mad and very upset. And Sabu, I think, saved CM Punk's career, because I was going to fucking kill him for doing that. And I don't think you would have ever heard about CM Punk doing the MMA. You would have never heard about him being one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE. And I put him over as one of the greatest entertainers overall playing the game. For the time he had while he was in there, that guy was a fucking king.
Right.
And I give him this, and this is, you have to hear the whole video. You can't just cut a part of it out and make it sound like I hate CM Punk. I don't.
No.
He's a fucking stud. The guy turned out to be a fucking stud. Had a lot more charisma than I originally thought he did. Took a fucking weird little angle and niche and built it into a fucking mega superstar that became a millionaire in wrestling. And give him all the props in the world for being the first guy to have the balls to step outside and fucking challenge me to a fight. And fucking after that, he is in a room with me by myself, and I remember thinking, I'm gonna fucking knock him out again. He's fucking brutal, you know. And we're standing right beside each other, and the Harris brothers are basically lecturing us about fighting at a show.
Where were you?
And we're just sitting there, and this is in the TNA building now.
TNA.
The same night, right after the fight's over, they pulled us aside and made us stand there. And I remember sitting there with him going, I'm gonna fucking, because I knew he wasn't shit. So I really wanted to get him again. I'm just like, I don't really want to be in TNA anyway. What if I just fucking sucker punch him right now and I just take him down and fucking grab that hair and fucking start to beat the fuck out of him again and get it over with this time? And I was like, man, and I remember just looking at him and I was like, and we're right, it's awkward. Imagine you and me after we fought, just sitting there, just waiting, and there's no one really around the hair, and we're waiting for the Harris brothers to come up. And he's fucking crying, he's got tears in his eyes, and he's got a little shiner. And they end up firing CM Punk because they asked who threw the first punch, who started it, and they said CM Punk did. He punched Teddy first, and they said, "Oh well, he's gone." Jeff Jarrett offered me a contract.
Were you shocked? I mean, that's the first.
I didn't take the contract.
Something actually goes your way.
This is the first time, and I again in retrospect, for not having a job now and the way my life went and things, maybe I should have taken that job in TNA when I had offered to me at that time. It would have been a lot of great matches with AJ Styles. Would have been matches with Kurt Angle, because I looked at TNA as the CFL, and I still thought I could play in the NFL.
Right.
I didn't want to settle for the fucking CFL. I still always do, and it breaks my heart that the WWE.
Do you think it would have hurt your WWE comeback if you went to TNA?
At that time, I think it would have been. I would have got miles on my car that I wouldn't have got to be. I mean, in retrospect, I ended up wasting those fucking miles on Jersey All Pro and fucking Mexico. If you need insurance.